Hello dear children, we are going to study the further part of your study of sound. Okay, what that study of sound is, first let's know what hertz is. Hertz means one oscillation in 1 second. 1 hertz means one oscillation in 1 second. So one oscillation in 1 second, that is, suppose this is a pendulum what I have taken. Pendulum moves from one part to another. Okay, it moves. This is having a spring, but it moves this way. Okay, as it moves, it oscillates. We call this movement of a pendulum as oscillation. Okay, it is having the spring, but still it is bouncing. So this movement of a pendulum, we call it as one oscillation. So what one oscillation in 1 second? What is one oscillation? Oscillation, let's understand. This pendulum is at position B. I will call this position as B, where it is here in my hand. When I take this pendulum here, this side, this position is A, and it will go to this side, this position is B. Sorry, C. Okay, B, that is A, B and C. So first the pendulum is steady, it is at position B. Then I will hold it and plug it, that is towards the A. It will come back to B and go to C. See now, the one oscillation means, what is one oscillation? At B, then A, it will come to B and then to C and then back to B. This is called as one oscillation. What is one oscillation? The pendulum move towards, first it is at rest, that is A, B, C and back to B. That we call it as one oscillation. So in 1 second, if this one oscillation is there, we call it as 1 hertz. If this in 1 second, if this moves and come back at B every 20 times, no, in 1 second it has come back at B 20 times, that we call it as 120 hertz. Okay, so flapping of bird's wing, are you understanding? 20 hertz. Okay, this oscillation that is at B, no, A, B, C and B. This is one time it has come at B. 1, 2, 3. This way it will go, move. In this way 20 times when it has come back at point B, at its resting point in 1 second. So that we say that it is 20 hertz. Then if it is coming at this position in 20,000 times, then we say that it is 20,000 hertz. When it is coming at 20 times, making this and coming to 20 times, it will make sound. Okay, that sound we can perceive. Okay, so this type of the sound which can be perceived by human ears, the sound which we can perceive, our ears can receive it from the surrounding, very soft sound or very loud sound, that is from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. This sound, in this range, the sound is called as audible sound. Okay, below 20 hertz, some of the animals can perceive the sound. Okay, as ants are there, dogs are there, cats are there, they can perceive some infrasound and ultrasound. So we have classified according to our perceiving of the sound, that is, the sound which is below 20 hertz, we call that sound as infrasound, and the sound which is above 20 hertz, more than 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz, we call that sound as ultrasound. Okay, so here you could see infrasound, audible sound and ultrasound. These are the ranges of the sound. Some sound comes from the universe, comes from the space. This sound is very loud sound, but our ears cannot perceive this sound. Okay, so that sound we call it as ultrasound. Sounds which are very very low frequency, having low frequency you have understood now, that is oscillation. Why oscillation we are taking? Because of the sound the particles move. Okay, the movement of this particle we call that as oscillation, and their movements in 1 second 20 times. This movement we call this as 20 hertz. In 1 second 20,000 times this movement we call this as 20,000 hertz. So here some of those sound can be given out. Ultrasound is given out by some of the animals. We cannot give out. When I am speaking, you could hear. That is all audible sound. I cannot remove out the ultrasound from my body, but some of these animals removes out ultrasound from their body. This sound helps them for locating some obstacles, or either for locating the prey. Okay, because their eyes are either weak, or some of their sensory organs are weak, so they give out ultrasound from the body. We will take the example of a bat. A bat, when it is flying at night, no, bat usually don't come out in the light. When it is dark they start coming out. You will find the bats in the old house, the bats are there in the caves and all. So whenever you happen to go to that particular place, you will find the bats moving around you, but they will never dash you, even though they cannot see you. But they give out the sound which strikes our body, which strikes the obstacle, and in that flight of the bat, this sound is being reflected back from the obstacle. So the bat finds at what distance the obstacle is there for its flight. Suppose we are standing here, we are steady, but bat is coming from far and it is giving out sound. It doesn't wait that, no, it doesn't stop and gives a sound. While flying itself, it gives out the sound. Okay, that sound is struck to some of the objects which are there close to it. So whenever bat happens to be, it will move towards your body. It will never dash you, or it will never touch you. Okay, even though it cannot see you, it will move from close to you. Same way, to locate the fish or to locate the prey, many of the ocean animals gives out the sound. Submarines, they use this ultra sound. Okay, so you have to read your textbook also. See here, the bat, it gives out the ultrasonic sound which we cannot perceive, but this ultrasonic sound which bats gives out from its body, that sound is useful for the bat for its flight, as well as for locating the prey. From the prey, the sound is reflected back, and it is easy for the bat to fly without any disturbance, or without any striking to any of the obstacle in between. So you will find we are going to study the echo here. What echo is? A sound which is given out, and this sound goes and hits to some of the reflecting object, and this reflecting object sends the sound back, reflects. Okay, so that gives out an echo. So that blue color is the incident sound, and the red color you will find it is the reflected sound from the target. We will study it in detail first. These are the uses of ultrasonic sound. So in sonar system, sonar is the sound navigation and ranging. It is a system of sound navigation and ranging. Bats, they use for their movement because they cannot see. It is used for cleaning the small objects like watches. Okay, it is used for imaging, giving out the image of the human organs. It is used for detection of defects in metals. It is used in the surgery of cataract. Cataract, you know what cataract means? Inside the eye, the disease of the eye, the defect of the eye, where the cornea becomes blurred. Okay, that is called as cataract. It is used for breaking the kidney stones from inside our kidney. It is used for drilling holes or making cuts of desired shape in material like glass. Ultrasonic sound is used for cleaning industrial equipments. We are going to study about the reflection of sound. Sound gets reflected. See, this arrangement is required to be done. A cardboard tubes in between a soft wood which acts as a 90-degree. A wooden board or either the metal board can be placed here horizontally. Vertically, a soft wood which behaves as a 90-degree. You have to place a stopwatch at some angle with that 90-degree, with that soft wood. It can be at 30 degrees. Stopwatch is kept at 30 degree. That stopwatch should be making a tickling sound. This tickling sound of the watch is carried by the cardboard tube. It hits the wooden board. From the wooden board it passes to the sound reflects. Now what this observer has to do, it has to hold the another cardboard tube to its ear and adjust that cardboard tube, or either PVC pipe also you can take, plastic pipe also you can take, no problem. You have to hold, that person has to hold the cardboard tube and adjust, and wherever you get the clear sound, there you have to stop holding it. Okay, there itself you will find the angle which is been made by that soft wood of the stopwatch card tube will be the same angle. The measurement of the angle will be same here the other side. That means the angle of incident of sound is equal to angle of reflection of the sound. Okay, it is same like our light. Sound reflects in the same angle back. Angle of incident and sound gets it gets obstacle as in between, reflecting substance in between, and that sound gets reflected back in the same angle. It hits that reflecting substance and comes back, travels back. So both the side angle of incident and angle of reflection of sound is same. You will find reflection, most of the sound is reflected, which is almost as loud as incoming sound. Same intensity, same velocity of the sound travels in the same reflection sound and incident sound. Velocity, volume, everything will be same. If it is absorbing substance, so what will happen, when I am speaking out, my sound will not reflect and make an echo around. Okay, my sound will be absorbed. If you are sitting there in that hall, and if I am speaking, my sound will not be reflected. You will be able to hear me clearly because there are absorbent. Diffusion, if your wall is scattered, okay, not plain wall or the surface is not plain, so my sound will get diffused, it will get scattered and make some other sort of sound, not of same volume. Volume will also become low, the reflected sound volume will become low and sound will get scattered, so that is called as diffusion. Here for diffusion you require a rough surface. See your echoes. In many of those points you must have been to an echo point and you must have shouted, and you get your own sound back. So that point we call it as echo point. So echo is the repetition of your original sound, okay, because of the reflection from the surface. Okay, so sound reflects back. So when you clap or either when you give out the sound in any of the echo point or in any of the echo room, you will find your sound reflects back in the same intensity and same volume. Okay, so it hits the wall and comes back, that we call it as, that sound is the echo. Here you see your direct sound reaches to the audience, whoever is there, as well as your sound reaches to the ceiling, to the wall which is there in front, and this from overall everywhere the sound is being reflected, it hits everywhere around you and then it is reflected, so that becomes an echo. So here this type of reflection of the sound is being used. Its principle is used for detection, for detection of some of the disturbance, the seabeds. If the ship is been moving on the ocean, so this system is called as sonar system. It gives out the sound inside the ocean bed, as well as it finds whether there is a huge fish or there is a school of fish inside, or either the ocean bed, if there is the high ridges in the ocean, or either how deep is the seabed. Everything is being detected. A transmitter gives out the sound, and this sound is reflected back into the boat, and it detects at what depth the seabed is. Okay, sometimes inside the sea, as there are landforms on the earth, same landforms are there inside the same type of landforms are there inside the ocean. There are no mountains, like there are ridges, there are peaks in the ocean. So there should be no disturbance for the ship. If ships happens to struck the ridges, what will happen? It will break, and then the ship might sink. So to avoid all such things, they give out the property of the sound is used for detection of the seabed. Okay, so this distance have to be known every time whenever the ship is moving on the shore, or not shore, moving on the ocean. So many submarines which are there inside, they also require to give out this sound. So that technology we call it as sonar, that is sound navigation and ranging. So that is sonar system. Okay, so it determines the depth of the sea. Sonar is also used to search underwater hills. It is used to search the valleys, and so that if these things are detected there, suppose a hill is there and your ship is about to touch that hill, what the ship has to do? The ship has to take change its direction and go the other side. Are you getting me? If ship happens to struck this sunken hill or mountain, it will break, and as it breaks, the water will enter the ship and the ship will sink. See here, the submarine also gives out the sound waves. Okay, that is a ultrasound, and it could detect where the ship is. So this is used for military purpose also, as well as for location of, for research of the ocean. See here, the use of sonography. Ultrasound is used for sonography, for detection of the position, as well as if detection of the position of an embryo of the young one inside the womb of a mother. That is the sonography technique for detecting whether the child inside, the young one inside the mother's womb, the embryo is normal condition or not, its growth, its internal organs, everything are proper. So everything is detected by help of sonography. This sonography technique is having a probe. You could see in the doctor's hand there is a machine. This machine gives the sound, ultrasound, inside the mother's womb, stomach, where the baby is there. Okay, first a gel is applied on the stomach of that mother, and this probe is the probe which we call it as a machine which gives out the sound. This probe is made to move on the stomach easily. Because of the gel, it will get a good movement. Okay, it friction will be avoided with the stomach skin, and it will get a proper movement. As soon as the sound is given out, ultrasound is given out inside the womb of a mother, the image is taken on the screen, computerized image is taken on the screen and detected the position of a child. Here you could see, yes. So this technique is also used for to find out the kidney stone, to find out the defects in the internal organs also. Sonography is done not only for the pregnant woman but also for detection of other defects inside the internal organs. Okay, so as we say x-ray, this is x-ray is for, it sends the rays inside your body, x-rays, light rays inside the body, radiation inside the body. Here the sound is sent inside the body, and as the property of the sound, it reflects back. So this reflection forms the image. Next topic is the reverberation. Reverberation is sound is reflected many times. Suppose you the distant echo to hear the echo, we require the distance of, to get a proper echo we require, here we'll talk about the echo again. See, to get the echo we require to be at a distance of 17.2 meters away from the reflecting surface, then only we get an echo. Okay, air travels at 22 degree Celsius. The velocity, the speed of air or the velocity of air is 344 meters per second. Correct? The velocity of the air at the temperature of the air is 22 degrees Celsius and its velocity is 344 meters per second. At this stage, when you are at 17.2 meters away from a reflecting surface, you will get your clear echo. At what temperature? 22 degree Celsius. The velocity of the air is 344 meters per second. Suppose if temperature increases, now why we have to consider the temperature of the air? Because as the substance temperature increases, they expand. Same thing will happen to the air. If the air temperature increases, the molecules, the particles in the air will expand. If temperature decreases, the particle will be close to each other, that is, they will contract. So it will have the difference in the velocity. The velocity will differ for its expansion and contraction. Okay, if particles get more place to oscillate, okay, that time what happens here? Your temperature is more and your sound will be taken very far. If particles get less place to oscillate, your sound will not be taken too far. So to get a distinct echo or clear echo, you have to place yourself at 17.2 meters away from that substance, from the reflecting substance. Okay, so reverberation here is less distance, not more distance. All the reflecting material are close to each other, and when you give out the sound, it goes on reflecting from one surface to another, another to another, and in between your reflected sound is heard somewhere in between the room, and it is a lot disturbance. That is the sound which reflects many times in that particular region, that we call it as reverberation. Okay, so that you have to just study that concept of reverberation. Here it is, we have already seen reverberation too. This is the reverberation example. Echo, but not actually the echo, but it is the sound which is multiple time echo is heard, that we call it as reverberation. Okay,